In the required content, we looked at Gantt chart and bar styles to format a Gantt chart, and we saw how to manipulate the network diagram templates. In this short optional segment, we're going to look at a few additional tools for formatting the timeline, and also the calendar views, and a few more advanced printing options. Let's start with formatting a timeline view. Before we get started, if you are working in an environment including Project Server Access, you want to be sure you do not publish your work in the optional content. Following the steps on this slide will make sure you are disconnected from Project Server while working on this content. Pause here if necessary and work on making the change before proceeding. Publishing files from this content could impact your regular projects, as we're going to change some settings. Whenever you are connected to Project Server, just avoid opening and editing the files of this content, and you will be safe. Also, in this segment, please just use the file that we had at the end of Content B, or simply use the Content B checkpoint file. Let's start with the timeline view that we created with the required content. Click anywhere on the timeline. Notice that the Format tab changes depending on what is currently selected. Start by making the task dates bold and size 10 to make them stand out. To highlight the public launch phase, first click on it in the timeline. Make the font italic and the background yellow. The timeline is simpler than the other views, so there are very few other things that can be changed. The calendar view is also a simple view, but we haven't looked at it before, and we have some formatting options here too. The calendar view is a more traditional month-at-a-glance format, which may be helpful for some project resources or stakeholders. To start, go to the View tab and rehide the timeline. Then bring up the week of January 4th. Note the yellow highlighting on the month of January indicating the selected week. Also, while the project summary task is on top, other summary tasks aren't in view right now. Using the Bar Styles dialog, we can change the project summary task to a red line. We can also reveal the summary tasks, which have no definition, by making them green bars. Now we can make the critical path red and close the Bar Styles dialog by clicking OK. The calendar view is also a simple view with very limited formatting options. In our last segment, let's take a look at the advanced printing options. Return to Gantt chart view with the entry table first. On the Page tab, select Fit 1 page wide by 1 page tall. Note the preview fits easily since the time scale of weeks has been maintained from the last view. On the Legend tab, click on the left tab, type cost, space, ampersand, left bracket, capital C, lower OST, right bracket. Notice how the preview now shows the total project cost. Any project variable can be added using the ampersand and the square brackets, or you can select from the fields list. Now on the View tab, check the Print All Sheet Columns box. Click OK to close the dialog box. Once you click OK, the preview pane will update with the new information. Click on the lower left corner of the preview and the new legend will be magnified. Return to the Gantt chart view and reveal the timeline again. Click anywhere on the timeline view. On the File tab, start with Print. Click the Page Setup link and make the paper size A3. Now click Export. Then click Create PDF XPF Document. When the File Name dialog box appears, save the file as a PDF. You will get a PDF of the timeline that fits on a single page. Note these techniques can be used to generate a file for any view. Navigate to the file and double-click. If you have a PDF reader, such as Adobe Reader installed, the file will open and show the timeline on a single page, size A3. If you choose Letter, the timeline will still be generated, but will span 2 pages since Project can't effectively fit it on a single letter size page. Thanks for viewing the optional content on advanced formatting and printing. This video is independent of the other content. Save your file if you want to review the changes in the future. However, it will not be used in future video content.